Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your Is It in the Cards Love Tarot and Oracle card reading. We are going to start right away with archetype cards today. I'm absolutely in love with using these on these love readings. Your energy is represented by the Mystic, and you know you're one of the more psychic signs. So especially as we near towards that February, March, getting into more of the spring, you might find that your psychic senses are sharper than ever. And yes, I realize we're just beginning January. I do know that, but I'm just telling you. Your energy here, the light attribute, revels in intimate union with the divine. So if you love those synchronicities, when it's a weird moment and you go, that was weird, and you just revel in it and love it, then they're talking to you where it doesn't scare you. And you might find too, in general, when you're having those thoughts, share those. Tell them out loud before it happens, because you're going to find that it brings more weight. And I feel like you're going to introduce it to people around you, and they're going to be looking at you like, whoa, I don't know how you keep doing this. But I do feel like you'll find it somewhat validating to do that. Whereas after the fact, when you tell people, it kind of loses something, doesn't it? Now, the shadow attribute is delusional rapport with the divine. And this is the one where we sometimes think the universe does all the heavy lifting. We don't have to do a thing but sit there and wait. No, we have to take some action. Okay, we have to put some legwork into it. So if you're single and you never leave your house, well, it's going to be probably tough to meet somebody. Not impossible, but, wrong numbers, those don't happen that frequently. Meeting somebody at delivering something, I guess, or a repair person, I suppose. But I feel like they're saying with this, you've got to do something to follow the intuition. Now, the person you're attracting, their energy is represented by the gambler. Okay, so this may be somebody who's very direct. They'll put themselves out there right away, and they won't be afraid to do it. The light attribute is willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. So I love this with the Mystic because I feel like it's exactly the validation that you need. Somebody who's really going to say, you know what, you do have something going on here. If you're trying to build a metaphysical business, this will be your biggest supporter. They won't be afraid of it. They won't think, oh, that seems, chancy. They'll say, do it. I don't know of anybody else doing this. Now, the shadow attributes are relying on luck rather than hard work. So there's sort of a lot of overlap is what I was getting off of these two together. I feel like you're going to be more alike than you are different, but it's really going to work where you're going to be very compatible. I do feel like this person in general is not afraid to take calculated risks. Like I said, they'll put themselves out there very easily. They have a glass overflowing type of optimistic attitude. Okay, they don't come from a place of no, they come from a yes. And I just feel like you're going to find their attitude absolutely delightful and refreshing. They are not going to be afraid to take a chance on love, and certainly not taking a chance with you. That doesn't feel like a risk at all. It feels like exactly what they want to step towards. All right. Okay, we're going to take the one that came popping out. Okay, you have the energy of the coffin, new beginnings, liberation. Now that's a pretty coffin setup though too. It's not scary at all. Reborn and transition, tragic endings. So if there was some sort of a loss, maybe it was quite a long time ago, it's time for a new beginning. All right, 3 cards to represent your energy. 3 cards for the person you are attracting. And 3 cards for the advice. All right, your energy here is represented by the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles. 3s are mystical numbers too. That's interesting. 6 of Wands, their energy, the King of Wands, the Ace of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. The advice is I'm liking this. The Knight of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Emperor, the great architect of the universe, is here. We have Aries, we've got fire, we've got quite a bit of fire actually, water, earth as well. So your energy here, I feel like all eyes are going to be on you. That Three of Cups helps you to be light and easy. It gets you out and about. It can be an engagement card. So if you're thinking about it, if you're in a relationship, maybe time to have an important conversation. And also, too, you have moving in together, but you have an energy of union, of harmony, of compatibility, of really being able to talk things through and have those important conversations before the relationship is so far down the line. You know, people wait until they're married, legally married, to talk about things like money. And it's just like, not sure why you waited until all this. So with this, I do feel like the number 3 is going to be an important synchronicity for you. When you see 333, know that more happiness is coming. That's a symbol of happiness and groundedness. Now with that 3 of Pentacles energy, I feel like the two of you will be very compatible, especially in picking things out. Like if you're picking out a car, you'll say, oh, I like that interior. And they go, yeah, it would look really good with this. You know, they have kind of an eye for things, and they may be in some kind of an industry, like even engineering or something, or construction or something like design. I feel like they have an eye for it. Okay. They may give you great feedback too on, you know, how you look if you ask them. Okay. And I feel like they do it in a way that's going to be very, it's like they're helpful. You know, people ask them their opinion all the time. Now, this is your energy, but I kind of got sidetracked talking about how they interrelate with you. I'll tell you what, with that 6 of Wands, you are going to be feeling your best, looking your best. And when you are in that place, that is the best time to attract attention, because you're going to get high vibrational people. And so with that 6 of Wands, I told you, you have a consummate supporter coming in who will build you up. I also feel like you're on a high flying disc, as Abraham Hicks would say. That high flying disc, when you're in that place and you know your energy is straight, you know your energy is up there, you feel high vibrational, you'll find that will be a great time to put yourself out there. I also feel like you can differentiate pretty quickly between what you're looking for and people who approach you, that you'll know. And I feel like you'll be good about letting them down easily, or giving them some kind of a response, having it available to you before you get approached. So you're not getting caught off guard by somebody you're just not interested in. And you know how that can happen, and it can be pretty awkward, or even worse. What it does is causes an opportunity for you to give mixed signals. You don't want them, but you don't know how to say no without being hurtful. So you don't quite close the door. So I feel like you're going to be in a good place with that too, where you'll be quick on your feet if someone is interested and they come forward that you just think is not a match. Now, you have somebody here for sure that wants to commit. And like I said, I feel like they're going to be very upfront with you. I also feel like they're going to really like your physical appearance with that 6 of Wands, and they're going to be very open about telling you that. And so when I said about giving feedback when asked, I don't feel like it's critical at all. Like they're more like, oh, here, try this. You know, if you ask, it's not like they're saying, no, you shouldn't, that looks terrible, or you shouldn't do this. It's not black and white. There's something that they bring that just adds a lot to what you already have going. I really like your energies together. So their energy, they've got a King of Wands energy, which I love. Now, the King of Wands is somebody who's quite successful in career. They're a leader. They may be doing something like personal training or life coaching or teaching an art or a craft. Okay, so even if it's accounting, this is someone who's a natural born leader and teacher. And I feel like they have kind of a no-nonsense opinion. They're not codependent at all. They don't give that off at all. They don't care that much about how people perceive them. They feel like it's one of those things they can't completely control. Now, they don't stomp all over people either, but if somebody doesn't take to them, they just don't give it much energy. Or if they don't like a situation, again, they don't contribute much energy to it. So you will find they're not trapped. They're not tied to situations. They're not bound to things that are no longer for them. They move forward easily. And this is somebody who does a lot of planning. This is somebody who has a long-term vision. They may have dreams about places where they want to own a home someday, or a certain type of car, or even a certain type of animal if they're too busy to have animals. And if you've ever had an animal, you know there's a commitment there. You have to have time available. And so I feel like they're quite good, even though they've got that gambler type of energy. They make calculated choices. They take calculated risks. This is not somebody who goes out and gets a dog and 6 months later says, oh, I can't handle this. I better rehome it. I mean, this is somebody who thinks about things. And so when they do make a risk, they've thought it through enough that it makes sense and that it's something that will work. Now, with that Ace of Cups, this is somebody who, again, they want to see all of you. They want you to let your guard down. They want to understand you. They find you intriguing, and they don't need you to paint a picture that isn't you, okay? They're interested in you and only you. And so I do feel like this is somebody who definitely wants a commitment. They want to see things through to the finish line here. And so I feel like with that Ace of Cups, you're going to find that they go out of their way to do things to show you how much they care. You mentioned you like a certain takeout place. They'll show up with it. Or they'll make arrangements and say, let's go there. That sort of thing, where they'll hear what you say, and then they'll look into doing things and make it happen. I just feel like, especially with that King of Wands, they love a good challenge. And so it doesn't mean you have to play hard to get, but I do feel like with that, they're very creative. They're able to think about things and then take the action to make it happen. Now, I'll tell you, one of the greatest partners in the entire deck is actually the Emperor. Did you know that? When he is with his Empress, he never takes his eyes off of her. And so he carries that golden staff because it represents Venus, and Venus rules as Empress. And what he does for her. This is somebody who I feel like will be very straightforward with you. They're disciplined but yet passionate, so they're interesting and committed at the same time. It's the best of all worlds is how I get it. Now, with that Hangman energy, you might find that you surprise yourselves, both of you, in how easily you fall and how quickly you become committed, how you start to make long-term plans together. And even if it is getting a four-legged friend together where you say, this is crazy, we've hardly, known each other, and 6 weeks into this, we've already are the proud owners of a bouncing baby cat or something. But with this, I do feel like you're going to be in that place. It's called love struck is what I keep hearing. And so with the Knight of Pentacles, though, the Knight will bring it home. The Knight will make it last. And so it's very consistent, very dependable energy here, even though, again, there may be some things about it that are quite different from what you're used to. It's still a relationship that has a very firm foundation. So yes, it's in the cards. I love you, Pisces, and I'll be back again soon.